Hey guys, it's me, Money. Sorry about the whole like and stuff. Some sad news just came off of the web. Um, Miss Angela Lansbury. So a lot of kids in the '90s, we all knew her for Murder She Wrote, but for the kids of the '90s, we all remember her as Mrs. Potts from Beauty and the Beast, the original, not the remake. Have sadly passed away today at the age of 96. 2022 has just been a roller coaster. First, we lost Olivia Newton-John, who's another great actress that, if you watch Grease or Xandu, everybody wanted to be Olivia Newton-John character, to us losing Angela Lansbury, who was completely a legend amongst all legends. So, it is kind of sad. Um, Words can't describe how I feel. I pretty much grew up watching Murder She Wrote as a kid. Every time after school, after I watched my animes and stuff like that, my grandma would always turn on CBS. And at the time, it was on CBS that we would watch Murder She Wrote together. And, I like, Murder She Wrote. I thought it was a really fun show, pretty much. That was a bit of a memory I had with, my grandma when I was a kid, that we used to watch Murder She Wrote together. And I just thought Angela Lansbury as Jessica was pretty much one of the coolest characters across the board, pretty much as a kid. Uh, and then, when you're a Disney, kid like me, you know, she was always known as Mrs. Potts. The cute little teapot, little cups, chip, stuff like that. So, we grew up with her that way. Um, 2022 is just a wild, crazy year. We have lost so many legends. Uh, we have lost iconic figures, and just this year we lost, Ursula. A lot of kids in the '90s. We remember these people. It's like, you know, it's hard. It's literally. We lost Carol, who played as the Sea Witch. Poor unfortunate soul. We lost her this year. It's just my heart is too heavy to describe what I just kind of felt so much. We lost, if you want to be as a kid, we lost, Sebastian, we lost Ursula, and now we lost Mrs. Potts. So it's like, my God, your heart just kind of sinks because that's how you remember, you remember her voice, and her voice is iconic, and she's just iconic. So, you know, it's just kind of hard to to kind of realize of all of this. Excuse the light. I'm trying to figure out what the heck to do with it, but yeah, I got money. I just came in, and that just came on. You know, the way she lived her life was extraordinary. You know, I mean, a lot of kids, who were '90 kids, or '80s kids who grew up into the '90s, all remember that. We all remember. And if you did watch cartoons, you did watch Disney, you always remember watching her, Murder She Wrote. There's other great films, and you know, Broomstick. There's so much, so many films, so many times. You can't even name one. But if you were a kid like me, growing up in the '90s, she was Jessica. She was Mrs. Potts. Those are my two favorite characters in her career, and she was just amazing on Broadway. Completely. I'm a Broadway kid, so trust and believe. But you know, they just celebrated like her birthday. I think this year the Tonys celebrated her birthday, so it's like, wow, that's wild. But at least she knew that she had fans that loved her completely, wholeheartedly, and as somebody who lost a friend this year, we both grew up while watching Murder She Wrote. We both sat there watching it like so excited, like we thought that we were like detectives and stuff like that. Yeah, I know we were kids. We watched anime and then we watched Mercy Road, so it was kind of weird. That or Diagnosis Murder with Dick Van Dyke because of our grandparents, but because of that, we just had fun. And to find out that she was in Beauty and the Beast, it was like, oh my god, for real. And then we always watched it together. So it's just little films, little memories like that brings people together. And I give my condolences to her family and friends at this time. She has really played a big part in my childhood, growing up in the '90s and to now. Um, I guess this is just it. I wanted to hop on here and just air out how I felt. Um, I think now is probably a time that I'm probably just gonna have to sit back and watch Murder She Wrote all over again in honor of her memory, and probably sit and watch Beauty and the Beast on Disney Plus, which I know they're probably gonna do it. That or Bruce Six and Ben Offers, that too. I know they have to do. So I'm probably just gonna keep her memory alive and watch a lot of her films, even though I've always watched a lot of her films. but when you're a little kid, Disney was your life. And Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorite Disney films of all time. I love that film. So yeah, I try not to cry. I try not to, but I give my condolences to her family and her friends, and I hope. I mean, for then we lost like Loretta Lynch. So that was even sadder. God, this month sucked. But all in all, I keep my memory for her alive. So from every kid who grew up in the '90s who probably watched Disney, thank you so much for the memories you have, and rest peacefully. So thank you guys so much for taking this time. R.I.P. Miss Lansbury. Thank you.